Hey guys, Cadin here, and in this video I'm currently playing as Cartoon Cat, and I would like to discuss something that has kind of been brought to my attention a little bit more. Like, a few hours ago while I was in school, I read something about this game that, like, kind of pissed me off and made me, like, just realize even more so that what I'm going to talk about this video is a very, very big issue that hopefully will be fixed soon. So, as you can probably see from the title of this video, the main point that I'm going to be talking about is the story for this game. We can all very obviously tell that it's been on a very steep decline, especially during this chapter, because none of the seasons really connect very well. I'm just going to be completely honest. Every topic from every season has almost completely not aligned with the previous season. Like, season 1, I'm just gonna talk about each season in order. Basically, season 1 of this chapter was basically like, we were just kind of exploring the new island, and we met up with, like, this dude, Stellan, who's basically, like, the Aegis Champion's right-hand man, pretty much, and he was tasked by him to fucking build a rift gate that we saw. Remember that thing from the end of that season? So basically, like, he reveals that he was actually not assigned to build it by the Ageless Champion, but rather, quote-unquote, the Shapeless Man, who we basically is confirmed to be Geno, because in his final voice line, Stellan basically says that the man imagined a world of perfect order, and Geno was the leader of the imagined order, so it's very easy to put two and two together. Also, during that season, we had Amy as one of the main characters in the story, who was a bit suspicious of Stellan's plan, so she made a model Riftgate, and through that Riftgate model, she found out that those 7 were actually still alive, but they are in, like, pretty much grave danger, and they probably won't last very long, and if they do, they'll come out as, like, evil counterparts of their old selves. And so Amy, being concerned for the scientist's safety, decides that she's going to build a body for herself and then go through the rift gate to try and save the scientist, who, by the way, after doing that, we haven't seen her since. We have not heard or seen from her in, like, 7 or 8 months, however fucking long it's been since season 1. I just want to apologize for doing all the jump cuts. I really wanted to make this video unscripted, but I am incredibly bad at talking, like, all at one time. So then, after Amy decides she's gonna go save the scientist, she basically sends herself through the rift gate, which messes up with what Stellan had originally coordinated and put inside of the rift gate's coordinate system, and it basically caused the rift gate to explode. And there's a giant hole in the sky that was like, it was like a rift hole, but it was like kind of red too, so it looked really cool. Basically, with everything that happened and how Stellan was talking to us when the rift gate exploded, it made it seem like the fucking island was about to be completely destroyed because, like, the Shapeless Man was incredibly angered that Stellan had failed at his task. But then, next season, that basically had absolutely nothing going on. Like, they completely ignore— it's almost as if season 1 didn't exist, because the next season, we were just, like, going into the new Mega City POI, and it was just, like, a bunch of, like, fetch quests. Actually, fetch quest probably isn't the right word. It was basically just a completely season 2 was a side story. It had basically nothing to do with what was actually going on. We were just helping all the syndicates of Mega City reunite. And the funny thing, that's literally all that I have to say. I summarized the entire story of season 2 in a single fucking sentence. And then the build up to the next season was completely unrelated to how the story of season 2 went. It was just like the season 2 story, we were reuniting the syndicates, and then the build up to season 3, there's just an earthquake happening. Like, just completely unexplained. There's just a fucking earthquake that's going on, and, like, it opens up the ground, and just there's a gigantic jungle biome underneath the island for some fucking reason. Nobody really knows why. So then during season 3, we find out that Sloan somehow survived getting crushed by a giant robot in a tank, but I mean, like, come on, that was kind of— it was kind of obvious. It was a really stupid death scene anyway. It would have been really dumb if she would have went out that way. And so basically, I'm not entirely sure what happened last season, because because of how bad season 2's story was, I straight up stopped paying attention to the lore. So, like, I literally had to look up, like, lore recap videos, which I haven't had to do that since, like, chapter 3, season 4, because the lore for that season, it's not that it was bad, it just didn't make any fucking sense. Like, it didn't make sense at all. But anyway, for some reason, like, Sloan was just kind of trying to discover the secrets about the jungle for, like, I don't even really know why, because she seemingly cut ties with the IO, and, like, I don't, like, I don't know what her goals are. I don't know if anybody knows what her goals are. This game just fucking sucks, man. What I think happened is that she united with the Luminary clan to try and decipher the runes, and then she, like, got some of them to help her build the apparatus telescope thing that was on that, like... Oh, hold up, wait, where was it on the map? Hold on. It was, like... this thing, yeah, the telescope on top of here, it's called the apparatus, I already said that. So then she reconstructs it, and it basically just puts out a map of, like, the sky, and it's basically, like, it's leading up to a lunar eclipse or something. It led up to a lunar eclipse, man. Dude, I'm struggling right now, honestly. I am seriously struggling. This game is just complete garbage. So then, for some reason, Sloan decides to hire basically the crew of this battle pass to steal a time machine from the vampire dude, Cato Thorne, and I don't even know how that... I guess he just rifted his entire fucking base onto the Citadel with his time machine powers or whatever the hell he has. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. I don't get it. I don't know if I ever will get it. Just, I can't understand. And so, I'm pretty sure the time heist was that's the name of the Infinity War thing. I guess the time machine heist was successful because it's no longer in Cato's lair, it's in Frenzy Field now, and it has all the Chapter 1 Season 5 stuff, and I think what that's all meaning, like, going back to the original, like, map, is that basically, I think since Donald Mustard has retired, they're gonna try to do a full storyline reset, which I'm gonna say right now, thank God! This game has needed a storyline reset for a fucking while now, because, like, this entire video is just, like, proof of me wanting that reset, because nothing makes sense anymore, and I don't know if it ever will if we keep going on the train that we're on now. But let me try to get back to what I was talking about. So basically, the time machine got heisted after, like, Nolan got our help to reassemble the crew, and basically... this next point that I'm about to talk about is basically the entire reason why I decided to make this video. Cato Thorne apparently died. I don't know how or why, but apparently it was revealed that he died through the fucking Fortnitemares questline dialogue. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like... let me go over to the quest tab. Fortnitemares. You see these little blurbs above the quest itself? It says, there are a multitude of spooky adventures out there. That's what I'm talking about. That quest dialogue right there is basically what told us that Cato died. And, like... that's such a bad way to reveal something that most players don't even fucking read, and you just drop that the main villain of this season is dead in one of those. Like, how brain dead are you in terms of making a story? Not only that, the secondary villain of this season, basically like the music artist that the High Stakes Club really likes, who actually turns out to be a vampire, and like the High Stakes Club entire thing is they're monster hunters, and the fucking name of the music artist they like is like a play on Count Dracula, so I don't know how the hell they didn't see that. Apparently, she was also killed via quest dialogue. So they're 2 for 2 on making horrible decisions of killing villains with quest dialogue. But basically, I guess my thesis of this video is the game sucks, we need better story, which is probably going to be coming with this next season and also next chapter. So thanks you guys for sticking around for some unknown reason. I'm glad for anybody that somehow managed to make it to the end. If you did, I don't know, consider subscribing or something, I guess. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully the game gets better. See ya.